guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be on this makeup look you see right here. And honestly, this tutorial started out being a full face of drugstore, and then I noticed that like some things that I needed like weren't drugstore related, which was completely fine. So it's like mainly drugstore, but like a couple different products that like I use maybe one or two shadows and like a higher end palette. So yeah, the majority of what you see on my face is drugstore, and like I have to say, like this highlighter is like Metro Boomin, and I use two drugstore highlighters, so I'm like super duper impressed. My eyes is the ColourPop Surprise Element of Surprise palette. Oh my goodness, this has been like my day. Like I don't know like what my expectations were exactly, but like it wasn't this. Like these shimmers in this palette are so freaking stunning. It makes no sense. They're so creamy, they go on so beautifully. They're like metallic almost. They're like literally so pretty. I even had to go ahead and go back on the ColourPop website and order the Kathleen Lights palette that Makeup Shayla always raves about. I had to order it because the shimmers in that palette are just to die for. Like I literally like bought the palette just for the shimmers. Make sure you guys give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, you know, to be a part of the gang. And let me know what you guys think of this look down below, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye. Okay guys, so as always, I'm going to prep my eyes for eyeshadow, and I'm just putting down some concealer, and I am blending that out with a beauty blender. Then I'm going to set that with the LA Girl Pro Powder in Banana, and this was my first time actually trying this, and I actually really like it. So going into my favorite eyeshadow palette, the Morphe 39A palette, going into my favorite transition color ever, and I am just distributing that all throughout my crease and building it up. Then I'm going into the Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions palette, and I'm going into that pinky red color, and I am just distributing that all throughout my crease as well, because we are doing a halo look, so I really want the two colors to be really blown out and really noticeable. So I'm just going to build them up and blend them out. And I'm also taking a brush with no product on it to also furthermore blend out that eyeshadow. Going to my Blush and Berries palette, I'm going into that dark plum color, and I'm really just focusing this color on my outer crease part. So like I said, we are doing a halo look, so I really want to just make sure it's dimension on the front of my eyelid and then on the corner of my eyelid. And then I'm of course always blending out those two shadows just to make sure there is no harsh lines. Really, that's the biggest thing with eyeshadow. It's just always going back, adding more, blending it out, adding more, blending it out. And like I mentioned before, we are doing a halo look, so I'm just using concealer to just carve out my halo in the middle. I like to do this versus just putting eyeshadow right in the middle because I feel like I get way more color payoff. And then I'm going back into that Blush and Berries palette and going into that black eyeshadow, and I'm just focusing that also on the outer part of my halo, just so that I really get that intensity and I really get that gradient effect. And I do not set my concealer anymore. I just let it dry down, and then I put, you know, whatever shadow on top of it. So going into the Element of Surprise palette, which is one of my favorite palettes as of right now, and I'm going into this really pretty pinky color, and I'm just really building that up in the middle of my halo. This eyeshadow color is so freaking pretty. Like, it looks purple when you look at it. Sometimes it looks pink. It looks like a rose type of color. It's so freaking pretty. And then like I said, you're always going back, adding, blending, you know the deal. So jumping into complexion, I'm going in with the NYX Angel Veil Primer. I really like this primer. I've used it once before, and I really like how smooth my skin looks after using it. Then I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Foundation, and I believe 365 in golden, I can't think of the name. I'll list it down below. But then I'm just blending that out as usual, and this is probably one of my favorite foundations. Like, top 5 hands down. Love the coverage, love the finish, love the undertone. Then I'm going in with the NYX Got You Covered concealer, and this is in the color Sand. And I love this concealer as well because it's so hydrating. Like, my skin just looks so awake and like moisturized, but like not oily at the same time. I actually really love this freaking concealer, and of course I'm putting it in all of the areas that I like to conceal. Nothing new about that. I have been blending out my forehead highlight with my foundation brush, just so it's not too bold. Then I'm going in with the Age Rewind concealer, and I believe this is in the color caramel. And then I'm just blending that out for just extra coverage. And then I'm setting my under eye with the LA Pro Girl powder. And I was really hesitant to use it at first, but I put it on a brush, I put it on the back of my hand, and then I applied it to my face. So I feel like that helped with like no flashback. And then I'm going in with the Black Radiance bronzer in Black Cherry, and one of my new faves. I absolutely love the color of this bronzer. It's so dark, it has the perfect undertone, and it has a lot of coverage, and it's cheap. It's under $10. Like, definitely one of my new favorites. So then I'm going to set the rest of my face with the Fit Me powder in Mocha. And I really do like this face powder. I would not use it on its own, but I will use it in conjunction with other products because it looks better. But when you use it on its own, it can look a little gray. Then I'm going in with that e.l.f. blush palette, and I'm just applying that terracotta color to my cheeks. Nothing new here. And then I'm going to set my face with Fix Plus. And our lashes are on, and then I'm going to line my lower lash line with a NYX liner, and then I'm going to kind of just blend out that liner with our crease color in that 39A palette, and I'm just running that color across my waterline. And then I'm going in with the Master Chrome highlighter in Molten Gold. Super pretty. OMG, I was blown away. I haven't used this in so long. I don't know why. It's so gorgeous. So I'm just applying that, and then I'm going to top it off with the Wet n Wild highlighter and Precious Petals. And this is also such a pretty highlighter, and I'm just putting that in my tear duct as well as my brow bone. And then I just threw on a gloss, and that's it, guys.